Happy Monday. Hope everyone's having a great morning and a great trading session so far. Good morning, Apple Jackson Amelia. I almost didn't start the stream because I'm still having tech issues. Good morning. So I figured out this weekend that I do want to use the newer order flow indicator, mainly because I want to rebuild my strategy and kind of use like bar internals to determine whether I enter a trade or not, which the bar internals would be based off of the data that you currently see in the footprint summary table at the bottom of the chart. However, I'm still having an issue where whenever I drag the chart, the lag time increases. So yeah, but how are you guys doing? I don't know if you could see this, but if you look at the lag timer, oh, is it not doing it now? Ain't that about a bitch? Oh, there you could see it. It's going up. It should not be going up just because I'm doing this on a chart. So I'm gonna have to reach out to Trade Devils. I've been needing to, but remember last week I didn't know if I was gonna use it or not, but I do want to use it and I can't if it's doing that. So I've literally changed my whole chart. Remember, I had a different order flow indicator that showed the like bar statistics. And since I'm deciding to use this one, I decided to use that on top of the bars and everything, but can't do anything when the chart does that. Good morning, Paul. How are you this morning? So, what I'm going to do, I guess, is I'm gonna trade sim today, and I'm gonna throw a couple of indicators on my chart, and we're just gonna do that because there's really nothing else I could do. I was just gonna turn the shit off and go back to bed since I got less than 2 hours of sleep, but I'm gonna do this instead. So yeah, I don't really know what the issue is. I have no idea. Now, part of me thinks that because I thought I removed it from my chart this morning before I went to sleep, but apparently I didn't. So I think that if it's already on my chart when the chart loads in the morning, that's like the biggest problem. But I don't know. And this is just super frustrating. Like I just be wanting to trade. That's all I ask for. And I can't do that. So give me a second because I'm trying to throw like oh shoot. I'm trying to throw, hold on. All right, that's gonna look like that. But yeah, I'm trying to throw all of my like support and resistance type indicators on this chart that I'm trying to build real quick. But yeah, I don't really know what that's about. So what I did last night was or this morning before I went to sleep, I had built a template for that indicator, and I basically have it with everything that I need, but I turned everything off, if that makes sense, so that when it loads in the morning, it doesn't take as long to load. However, that didn't work. Well, mainly because it was already still on my chart. I don't know, but just know I'm irritated. But yeah, so the cool thing about that order flow indicator is there's like this little button that's in the toolbar that you're able to use to where you can turn whatever setting you want on. So I have everything preloaded, like all the colors that I need and what I want in the footprint summary table, like everything, but everything is just off. And I thought that possibly by doing it that way so that it's loading with everything off, but then I could just click a few buttons to turn everything on. I thought that that would fix it, but I don't believe so. Um, yeah, I know my sleep schedule is so trash. And I've been trying to fix it, but it's not quite working out so well. All right, current, open, high, low. Drawing tool tab. Bar status, super pivot. But yeah, this shit is so frustrating, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. It could all be so simple. Oh, shoot. I think I forgot to. Oh no, I think it's on. All right. Volume up down. Okay, that is on. But yeah, you guys, so aside from that little frustration, I actually had a pretty decent weekend. We hung out, me and my cousins, we hung out this weekend, which was fun, super fun. We hung out Saturday night until like 1 o'clock in the morning, and we had us a time, okay? A time was had, honey. All right, it was so much fun. um, I need to somehow. I have to keep the chart in the middle because I'm recording it so I can go back and actually journal since I can't use that. You can see right now I have a data lag of 2 seconds. Like it's not supposed to do that, you guys. It's not. It's not. Um let's see, what can I do? Oh yeah, we had fun. Good morning, Janelle. How are you this morning? We had like basically like a little game night or whatever. Oh, that's what I'm missing. Where is the girl? You can't see volume or anything. I'm like, something looks naked with this chart. But yeah, so we had a game night and it was so much fun. So we was playing so many different things, but we ended up playing gestures. And so my sister's boyfriend, he was up there, so he goes like this to shoot a basketball. So my cousin's like, basketball. He's like, yeah. So then he goes, like he's yelling or whatever. And so he's like, coach. He like, yeah. So he clicks the little thing to go next. My cousin's like, that's not the word. The word is couch. When I tell y'all we busted out laughing. Cause at first he was like, Then he went back and looked, he said, damn, you right. The shit was hilarious. I'm like, is you drunk? Like, what's going on? I've always known you needed glasses because your little squinting ass, but goddamn. He messed us up. When I tell y'all, we were cracking up so hard. So then, now we are a very competitive family, okay? Very, very competitive. So my sister made me mad because My word was YMCA. Okay. Now everybody knows in gestures you can't spell words out like, doing all this and stuff like that, no sign language, but it's YMCA. So, I do the YMCA dance. My sister, uh-uh, y'all can't have that point because you can't be spelling words out, girl. I was like, you cannot be serious right now. Like, there is just no way you're serious at the moment. I'm just saying I'm like, this is not sign language. That's the way that you do the song. Like, how else would you do YMCA? Because what else is YMCA besides a fucking building that people go work out at and play basketball, volleyball, whatever? Like, how you gonna do YMCA, ma'am? Nobody could answer me. So they made me so mad. So fucking mad. But we played Uno with like those huge cards. And that was fun, but I was mad because I should have remembered to bring Uno No Mercy. Hold on, I gotta get I should have brought Uno No Mercy, but we still played with those huge cards, and we had so much fun. So, wait, three. Hold on, I'm about to change that left chart real quick. Look at this. I'm behind 21 seconds. Why? Like, what's the point? If someone can tell me exactly, what is the point? How am I supposed to do anything like this? How? Fucking how? Um, how, what am I supposed to do? Musa, Musa. Yeah, I'm gonna have to reach out to them and ask them what the fuck. All right. But for now, I'm trying to. So if my data lag ever goes away, I'm gonna take some demo trades on this chart. Where is this chart at? Oh, new chart. Okay. But anyway, all right, so we're playing Uno, right? And so my sister's boyfriend throws out his card and goes, Uno. No, I'm sorry. He says Uno, then throws his card out. So my cousin, you can't do that. You have to throw the card out first and then you have to say Uno. So no Uno, you gotta draw two cards. We're like, what? So he has to draw two cards. So he's automatically pissed, right? So it goes around and uh I think the way he got Uno was he had a card, the wild card where you can make up your own rules. So his rule was he gets another chance. So then he ended up throwing the cards out, whatever. So now he has to draw two more cards. So while they arguing, my cousin's best friend's friend that came, he ends up throwing out a card and saying Uno. So one of my other cousins was like, damn, y'all in here playing checkers, he playing chess. He said, fuck y'all arguing, let me go Uno, right? So it comes around to me and I end up, while they arguing, throw my card out and I say Uno or whatever. Now, we playing with the huge cards, so I'm not finna hold my cards in my hand so you can see that I only have one card. I'm finna just place it down ever so gently on the table because it could have a couple cards under there you don't really know. So my cousin's husband ends up playing the card where he gets to choose, his own rule. And his rule was he switched hands with the guy who had just called Uno, right? And so he switches hands with him. Somebody goes, no Uno. He like, what? They say, yeah, you switched hands with him. He had Uno, so you needed to call Uno. He talking about, man, what? So here go my cousin, the one whose kids I call my niece and nephew. He go, oh, hold on. You mean the Uno ain't transferable? When I tell y'all we was on the floor, boy, this is not no bank transaction. He talking about, so you mean to tell me he called Uno, he switched hands with him, but the Uno don't transfer with him? He gotta call Uno again? Here goes somebody, yeah, he gotta call Uno again. That's a new hand. That wasn't his hand. So he had to grab two cards, right? So they done ended up reversing a couple times. So I'm sitting here like, bruh, I only have one card left, and my card that I had left was a wild card. So I'm like, I know that as long as already make me draw, and as long as it come back to me, I win. So they reversed down there a couple times. It was like 10 of us playing. They reversed down there a couple times. It finally comes to me. I gently throw my card out. I say, Uno out. Uno out? When did she ever call Uno? When she called Uno, I said, what y'all not gonna do is that? Because I definitely called the last hand. They talking about, oh yeah, she did call no Uno last round. My cousin husband talking about, I didn't even know you had Uno. I can't even see all the way down there. Look, that ain't my problem. Y'all down here arguing, I'm out. Game over. Oh my God, it was so much fun. It was so much fun. It was so chaotic. It was so chaotic. But it was so much fun. I think we ended up playing, I think they played two hands of it, but I was only part of one of them, I'm pretty sure. But let me see if I could. I think I had only took one picture. So this was actually the hand before I started playing because I was eating. But we was playing at this long table. And this didn't even include two of the people who was also playing, including myself the following round. But yeah, y'all, we had a ball. Do you hear me? A ball. And I was telling one of my friends, like, I have a pretty huge family, and typically when I talk about my family, it's usually my mother's side. Like I don't really know anybody, maybe two people from my mom's dad's side, and that's just because we went to elementary school together. And then obviously I have my donor side of the family, which, you know, besides my first cousins, which some of my first cousins, I don't even know what these people look like, don't even know their names, half of them. Well, I wouldn't say half of them. There's a couple of them I don't know their names. The ones who I do know, some of them I couldn't even tell you what they look like. Don't I could be sitting next to them on a train, wouldn't be able to tell you. Um, but then there's other parts of his family, like some of his dad's siblings, grandchildren who I know, but I have not seen since we were like children. I'm talking like maybe 10, 11 years old. But with my mother's side of the family, like my grandma, she's one of 8 kids. You know what I mean? And so that's a huge family just within itself. And so when we were growing up, like legit, we were together like every other weekend. Either everybody was at our house playing games, having sleepovers, or, you know, just my mom frying chicken and baking cookies and everybody coming over and stuff. Or we would be at my great grandparents' house. All the descendants just at my great grandparents' house. We frying fish, having barbecue, whatever. We outside playing and stuff like that. So we're kind of trying to make it a point now that we're at the age of, you know, scheduling when we get together. We're trying to do a little bit more together, which whenever it's somebody's birthday, we get together, but we're trying to do stuff outside of that because most of us, like out of our core group, that are, you know, we kind of all around the same age, most of us still live here. So like right now we're planning like a Six Flags day with all of the cousins, and they're gonna bring their kids and stuff like that. We're also planning to go to Vegas in December for my sister's birthday. We're trying to make it like a fun cousin trip. No kids though. But yeah, we're just trying to like do our due diligence of trying to make sure we stick together kind of thing. Because that's what we grew up with. You know what I mean? It's too competitive for you. There's a lot of people. It looks like a Uno competition. Yeah, the descendants. Like we still to this day, like as a huge family, we still get together like on Christmas and things like that. Um Usually around Christmas we have like a huge space tournament, and so we have like this rise or fly tournament. We used to do it in my grandma's old neighborhood had a clubhouse. We would have that clubhouse packed out. Do you hear me? Packed out. And so we would do a tournament called rise or fly. So you have your partner. We would have this big poster board, all the teams on there, and you had to keep up when it was time for you to sit down again, because if you don't pay attention, my mama's brother, him and his wife gonna sit down in your spot. They don't give a damn, okay? Because it's the first person to win so many hands. And so the reason why it's called rise or fly is because you only play one hand. You lose, get your ass up, fly to the next table. And so one year we legit, y'all, no lie, we had like 7 or 8 tables going at one time. It was insane. And we had a ball. A ball. It was so much fun. But that's just what we like to do. We're super competitive. I actually took my Wii over there so we could play the Michael Jackson game, but we ended up running out of time. We had so many different games. We didn't even get to play like even 10% of the games that we brought, but we had a time though. We did. All right. Is the lag down? It is. Okay. I'm just basically gonna be taking pullbacks. I was kind of waiting for us to change trends, but I'm just basically gonna be taking pullbacks. Oh, that one's not a pullback anymore. Pullbacks in the direction of this trend magic trend or whatever. And probably only with the overall trend. I don't know. I'm just trying shit out right now since I can't really do much of what I actually want to do. And then I'm just gonna have to email Trade Devils as soon as I'm done to ask them why it keeps messing with my data lag. Because, oh, you know what? No, never mind. Yeah, so my memory load right now is only 38%, and I have 64 gigs of RAM, I'm pretty sure. And I'm only using like 40% of the processor. So I don't really know why it's doing that little lag thing. This job be trying to stress you out? What they doing to you? Oh God, 7K is a lot for your stress, ma'am. Yeah, it's very annoying. That's the only reason I'm not trading the regular way this morning. So, so I'll tell you guys kind of why I switched my chart up a little bit, mainly with the footprint table that's at the bottom and what kind of made me want to try this out. Oh shoot, I probably should have. I guess I could take it counter trend. I mean, we're trading sim anyway. That's gone. Um, so you guys know, like I was having some really good progress with up down tick, and then it was just like reaching a certain level of frustration, making me want to punch things in people. So I was like, I remember that one of the first videos I watched about order flow was from Umar Ashraf. Hopefully I'm not butchering his last name. And so I went back to one of his like don't use candlesticks, use this instead videos, because I wanted to see like if there was certain uh statistics, delta statistics that he looked at to help him determine whether he was going to get into a trade or not. And so when I looked at one of those videos that I watched, I looked at his footprint table at the bottom and I was like, oh, okay. So let me kind of mimic that with what I have and see if I can, see anything that I like. And so some of what he had on his footprint summary table is kind of irrelevant for me personally. It wasn't anything I felt like that could be used for Renko's. So I got rid of that. Now, when I first got this indicator, what it's been probably like a month or so, I actually went through every single setting, and I think I remember putting everything in the footprint table to see like what I don't like, what I felt was relevant, what I felt like was irrelevant. So one of the things that you notice on that footprint summary table is like the different colors. So like for buys, it could be green or blue, and for sales, it could be red or pink. Well, this indicator is super robust. You have the ability to like um, custom color code things in a customized way. And I kind of sometimes like to start off using like the default things in indicators because I feel like there's a reason why that's the default, if that makes sense. So the default for delta is that if the delta at the close of the bar is 95% of the highest delta that was in the bar, is going to be green or red. If it's less than 95%, so let's say that the highest delta in the bar before it closed was 100, but it closed at 75, then obviously that's 75% of the highest delta, right? So if it's something like that, it's going to be blue or pink. And then for delta percentage, the threshold is 25%. So I kind of felt like, all right, well, there's a reason why they have these things. So what I did was I went into Chat GPT. I put the calculations in Chat GPT and basically was like, explain to me what this means and why it's relevant, kind of thing. Um, and so with all of the ones that he used, because there's another one that he used, I think, did he use that? Maybe he did not use that, but there's one in this indicator called Delta Move, which I thought was pretty decent. However, I don't think it can be used that well for Renko's. So I initially was going to use that as well. And then the only other thing that I have on there is the duration of the bar. And so what my goal is, my only thing this entire time is I want to trade with momentum. I want to trade in a way where when I look at the chart pre-entry, there's a high probability that the trade will win. That's all I care about. And so I'm hoping that by using the market internals, that helps me to trade with momentum without having to really compare my entry bar to this bar, that bar. I think that the only thing I need to care about is what is the highest delta in the swing, just because that's the highest level of aggression that I'll be trading against. But it's not like I need to compare my entry bar to it. It's just knowing what the highest delta is will help me know what bar internals I need. Like how strong does the delta and delta percentage need to be in order for this trade to work out, kind of thing. So we'll see. I was playing around with it yesterday, well, up until 5 o'clock this morning. But I was comparing it to the highest volume bar in the pullback swing, but I think I want to do the highest delta. So I'm gonna have to convert that little bit today, because there's most of the time the highest volume is going to be the highest delta, but for the times where it's not, I need to fix that. And yeah, I'm just gonna try that. I hope this is my sim account. It is. But yeah, so no punching people, please. Listen, I have real life anger problems sometimes. But yeah, so I definitely want to see kind of where that goes, because I think that's going to be a better way of me doing it versus the way I was doing it before. But we'll see. So basically, with the delta percentage, it basically, now I might change the threshold to 20, but I'm not sure yet. But the threshold is 25%. So basically, delta percentage is delta divided by the total delta divided by the total volume in a bar. And if it's 25% or more, that usually means like aggression from whoever's in control, or whatever direction you're going. And then I kind of want to pay attention to the duration as well, because the longer it takes for us to create a bar, the less likely, momentum is going to be there. But right now, I don't really know what that number looks like that I'm looking for. So I have it there, but it's not like really necessary to be used to trade with, technically. You have real life hunger problems. Still trading London TP over 1K. Nice, Chanel. Nice trade. See you later. Enjoy the rest of your day. But yeah, so for the rest of this 30-minute session or so, I'm just going to be, like I said, trading pullbacks. So this is the old solar wind indicator that I used to use. Or wait, it's called something else now. Solar something. I don't know. And then this is the Trade Devil's Trend Magic that has like the channel or whatever. I've had this indicator for a very long time. And it actually comes with like a statistic bar so that you can see how often the pullbacks and stuff win, but I don't have the statistic bar on right now. And then besides like my normal, what you guys always see, the current open high low, prior open high low close, volume up down, VWAP, and the pivot levels, I also have the golden, it's called the golden levels or golden spot or something. I just threw that on just because. So we'll just play around with this today. So what else can we do? It's funny though, because now the data lag is not happening, but I don't trust it because I've been having the data lag issues since I logged in this morning. But yeah, hopefully they can tell me like what causes the data lag, because it's trash. Oh, flash sale ends this week with TPT. I kind of want to buy one more account with them because I never want to have just one account with any company. That's why I currently have the two Tradeify evals, because when I pass them, I want to have two PAs. So I might get another TPT account. We'll see. More than likely I will, especially because my current one is not going that well. Not going that well. So yeah, I'm probably gonna get another one of those. Now that should be all that I need. What's the... Damn, where do I have that? Oh wait, why do I have a random... I don't know. Oh, we're up 1.6% for the day. Okay. See ya, Applejacks. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm so tired, and I have to go to my sister's house to help her hang curtains. Goodness gracious. Oh, sorry, Amelia. You get on Friday, like what are you doing? Stop counting to me. I have not even logged into Discord all weekend. I gotta because I saw that I think we sent each other messages or something, but I saw that you had sent me a message and I hadn't been on Discord all weekend. Girl, listen, there first of all, I don't understand everybody's obsession with catching a falling knife, with wanting to catch V-shaped reversals, wanting to be counter trend traders so bad. I don't understand it, especially if you're not going to use certain information to tell you that it's a good idea. I don't understand it. It's just me ranting about something. I figure, but girl, we be having a time in DMs, okay? We do. I literally, I forgot what I did Friday, but then Saturday, I pretty much like caught up on. Listen, I slept so long on Saturday, and then when I woke up, I did a little bit of studying, and then it was time for me to get ready for the party. And then yesterday, I think I slept until like probably 2 o'clock. No, I slept till 1 o'clock, got up at 3:30, and literally studied from 3:30 until 5 o'clock this morning, converting data. Really not well, kind of converting, but like gathering all of the like delta percentage numbers for all of the trades that I have so far, which is not even that many, so I can't believe it took that long. And then I had to like put it in a new type of analysis sheet. But like I said, I need to go back because I have a feeling that I need to fix everything to go based off of the highest delta. Because at the end of the day, yeah, you want to make sure that you don't hit a volume wall going into a huge volume pocket, but I think trading against the delta is what makes the most sense. Are we gonna pull back here or what? So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. But yeah, if I can just get this trade devil's indicator to work properly, oh, it's gonna be so nice. Especially if like, once I figure out which stats I like and stuff. Because one thing that I do like is how robust that indicator is and how many options I have versus the other order flow indicator I have. And I also like the fact that like just how I have the custom colors on the footprint table, the same thing is on the actual delta numbers on top of the bars, which is pretty cool. And I like that because I won't have to rely so heavily on the footprint table, which can like take time looking down and up and, you know, across and stuff like that. So I just needed to not give me data lag problems. That's it. Oh my God. Good morning, my favorite friend. Are you off today? I really hate why. We'll discuss that later. Are you off today? Oh, that account is not even on up there. Oh, wow. All right. Well, forget that. Bye. You're gonna make me call you. You have to get it passed in 30 days. No, you shouldn't have to. I think it's just whenever. Well, technically, if you want it to be free, yeah, you do have to pass it in 30 days. Otherwise, by the time you pay for it twice and get the refund, it's not technically a free account anymore. Look, I gotta do something. I'm gonna chill for the day off the next 2 days too. Um, Wait, you left work early. You must have went in at like 5 or something, huh? That will refund at least one. Yeah. So it doesn't matter when you pass it. It's just if you have to get a payout though. But whenever you get your first payout, they're going to refund that amount. It's like coded to that particular coupon code that you use. So like with my TPT account, even though I paid multiple months before I passed it, if I can get it to a payout, they're gonna refund me the 1 month of it with the payout. Yeah, but you don't technically have to pass it in 30 days. But if you want it to be a full refund, yeah, you do. All right, there's a pullback. This is counter trend, but whatever, it's a sim account. Um, Leo, after I'm done trading and journaling, I gotta go to my sissy's house to put up some curtains for her, and then I'll be home. Because the little bit of studying I need to do, I just have to convert a few of these things back, but I could do that if we play. So yeah, if you want to play, just let me know when you get back home. But I probably won't be back home till probably like, it'll probably take me like 2 hours or so. Oh, I forgot to charge up the drill. Yeah, it's probably gonna take me like two, maybe 3 hours. So I'll probably be back home at like maybe 4 your time. Yeah, I watched Nutty's last stream last night while I was doing this data conversion, and I saw that he thought that all you had to do was pass the account to get the amount back, and it's like, no, gotta get to a payout, bud, which he corrected. Yeah, I saw him or heard him say that they closed on their house, and I heard him talking about how when he was going talking about the pee in the community pools and why he wants his own pool and stuff, child was cracking up. He showed some video where a guy was saying he was basically showing how much pee is in the average pool and stuff like that, child. It just grossed me the hell out. Ugh. He always misses a key too. Yeah. I'm like, why does he keep talking about a free account? All you gotta do is pass. Baby, that's not. Just finally text me back. Thank you very much. You text me? Wait, when was this? I didn't even see your clips. When was that? Don't call me out like that. Thank you. Oh, that was Saturday morning. Oh, that's because I slept until basically it was time to go. What does this say you? Do not. You know what? Get off my stream. I'm gonna ban you. What goodness is she using? The Essex? All right, I'm gonna take a buy there. Is it fast enough? Look at that. Maybe I'll just trade this way. Nah, it doesn't work that well. I feel like I've tried to look at just doing something as simple as this and I didn't like it. Oh, I remember this play. I couldn't believe that you were still alive. Oh wait. Oh wait, no, this is the one where you died. Wait a minute. Don't remember anymore. It's been so long since I sent it. Stop being dramatic. I'm the only person that can be dramatic in this friendship. A child, yes. That's why you gotta block your friends. They can't come to your workplace. They can't. All right, we got 8 minutes left. Let's see if we get one more pullback. Oh, I didn't get to see earlier. That pullback worked. That one worked. That one did not work. So that's 2 and 1, 3 and 1, 4 and 1. Five and 1. 6, 7, 8. Well, these signals are like 8 and 1 today, which is pretty surprising. Oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, that worked out pretty well today, surprisingly. We got, there's the first one. It didn't all the way pull back to the solar wind level, but still, that one, this one. This one lost, but then you re-enter there for a win. That one was a win. There's another win right there. There's a counter trend win. And then the 2 that I just took. 1, 2. Interesting. Bye, Leo. I'll text you when I get back home. No, it's not a permanent move. Yeah, it's just a winter thing. He basically said that last year it really helped with his lung condition. And he said that because of how much it helped with his lung condition, they wanted to go back this year. But because of, the cost of rent and stuff like that, number one, the cost of rent. Number two, what is it? They don't have state taxes or something. Whatever it is, like from a tax perspective, by the time they added up how much money they would save, it just made more sense for them to just buy a home. So I think what he said was like when they're in Ohio for the summer, they're going to rent out the property in the summer and then, do a short-term rental and then they'll be back there in the winter. The income tax, yeah, that's what it was. I'm like, I know he said there was some kind of no tax something, but yeah. So he said from the tax perspective and because of how much it helped his lungs. And he said it's like a buyer's market down there right now. I do need to reach out to him because of something he said in the video that I don't think would be a good idea if he showed, but yeah, so he said that he got a quote for a pool and they quoted him like 20,000. He said something about they try to upsell you on some kind of, it's not a gate, it's a pool, it's not a net. I forget the term that he used, but basically people were saying like it helps keep the bugs out. And he said that there's some kind of code. I don't know if it's HOA code or something with the state of Florida or the county that he lives in, but you do have to have at least a safety gate up of like however many inches or something like that. So yeah. Bring it back, 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 back. Yeah, I want to convert that because I think that I can make that work. Sarasota is expensive. Shit. Let me tell you something. Most places are expensive to me, like, but that's just because I come from a low cost of living area. So it's very difficult for me to like wrap my head around how much people pay for certain things. Like even when I lived in California for 3 months doing a travel nursing contract out there, like I was making, I think 1,700, $1,800 a week. And I did not work no overtime, honey. She don't do that. So, I was making really good money. However, like my rent was $1,600 a month. And I was staying in an Airbnb. I had a mother-in-law quarters, but I basically was in the back of the house, but I had my own entryway. I had my own bathroom. I had, it was like kind of like a studio. I can't even call it a studio apartment because, baby, it was just a room. It was a room, so there was enough space for my queen full size bed. No, it had to be a queen because I think I'm too tall for a full. Pretty sure it was a queen. There was a small desk there that I could work at. There was a little kitchenette, not a kitchen, a kitchenette. Okay, it wasn't a full fridge. It was one of those little fridges that you put in your room. The stove was almost like hot plates, so you couldn't really cook for real. But I had a full bathroom and then we shared laundry. And I was paying $1,600 a month, which I mean was less than what I made a week, but still. And yeah, they made you pay for grocery bags. It was just too much, okay? The gas was too high. Everything was just too high. And but one thing that I learned about being in California, and I kind of learned this when I was visiting some years ago as well, there are people who are happier living on the streets of a place like that versus living like in just a normal low cost of living area just because it's California. You know what I mean? And that just is weird to me. I can't. Like, a couple of my friends, how much they pay for rent where they are, I'm just like, what? Like, the last time I lived on my own here, which I always tell people, like, I just don't feel as a woman, as a single woman, I don't feel comfortable living on my own. I'd rather live with people. And for me, I don't really like the roommate situation. I don't like people enough, so I just stay at home. I don't have no issue living with my mom and grandma, so that's what the hell I do. Um, but I had a townhouse, upstairs, basement, main floor. It was like 1,400 square feet, 2 bedroom, 1.5 bath. The basement was finished. So half of the basement was finished with carpet. So I made that like my huge office. And then, it was a utility room with washer dryer hookup. I was only paying like $880 a month for that. Now this was like 7 years ago, but still to this day, that apartment or that townhouse is only like maybe $1,100 a month. Mind you, I have friends like on the East Coast and even down south who are paying more for a smaller space, like maybe 700 square feet, just one level. I can't do it. A hard pass on roommates, I swear. I've only had roommates once in my life, and that was in college. And this was my first year of college. And because I was the person who had good credit, and my mom, I think, co-signed maybe. Um, I didn't put none of them heifers on the lease. Nope. You can sign an occupancy permit, but you cannot sign a lease because guess what? When I want to put you out, I'm going to. And by the time I left, only one of them girls remained. All of them heifers had to go. Can't do it. Can't. Right, just bought a bunch of homies and homies to like to get out of the cold, wet winters. That's not just to be able to do that is really nice. Thankfully for me, like all of my autoimmune disorders, I don't really have very many flare-ups from them. Like I have two different autoimmune skin disorders, which I only got flare-ups of like my senior year of high school, and I never got another flare-up from either one. One of them, I think I got a second flare-up, maybe like my early 20s, but I have not had a flare-up from either of them since. And then I have like they say it's autoimmune. Some people say it's not, but I have a lung disorder myself. It's called costochondritis. And basically, like, I get inflammation in the cartilage between my ribs. When I was diagnosed with it, it was so bad. Like, I could barely breathe. It was terrible. I had the worst pain ever, just normal breathing. And when I went to get checked out, basically the way that they figured out what it was when she was trying to feel on my rib, she could barely feel it because the cartilage was so inflamed that everything was kind of smooth. I get flare-ups here and there, but it's not really that bad. Thank goodness. Best friend is my very first roommate from college. Oh, nice. I don't talk to any of them anymore. We were all on the same basketball team, and I didn't necessarily have an issue with them, but I just don't like people enough. And it was four of us. It was four of us in a 2 bedroom. So I had my own room because, baby, everything is in my name, period. And then two girls shared another room, and then one girl was out basically in the living room. But nobody was going to be in my room because this is my shit. So, yeah, so I say you need to make sure your kids know. Take care of me when I get old, period. Period. Because if it's somebody I know is gonna take care of me, it's my niece and nephews. They sure will. They love their TT. When they went to take my niece to get her ears pierced, what was that, about 2 weeks ago? When my mom and grandma were leaving, they were going to the casino. And my nephew, the smaller one, was like, I'm going to TT Amber house. Like basically telling my mama, girl, I'm finna get in the car with you. She was like, no, you're not. He was like, I'm going to TT Amber house. I'm like, I ain't even there. Why should you worry about me, boy? They're my babies. They love me and I love them. But you guys, that's it for me. I need to journal this session since I couldn't trade it since the data lag was all over the place. And I need to do this quite quickly so I can go do this stuff for my sister before she goes to work. But I mean, I can't really complain about the day. I couldn't really trade or whatever. But I do honestly kind of, okay. So my only issue with using these two indicators and just trading pullbacks is I kind of like trading divergence too, and there's really no way to do that with these two indicators. Um, maybe I could figure out a way. I don't really know. But that would be something that I wouldn't mind doing. I might even like have a second little chart up and have like one account that's dedicated to just trading this particular way. I can have that up here on the screen over here. And whenever I see the setup happen, just get into the trade and keep it moving like I would do it right now. I probably like would make sure that like delta is right or something like that and just shit take the trade. I don't know. But it might be something I look into in the future, especially if this doing the order flow and stuff continues to irritate my soul. I'll probably do something this simple and keep it moving. We'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna go journal, get this stuff together. So, cause I really want to take a nap, and y'all saw my friend just came in here, so he probably going to play the game, and I won't be able to nap today. So I'm probably gonna be cranky, but whatever. But I'll let you guys know what the verdict is on the order flow indicator and why it's causing a data lag, and if it's something that I can fix. I'll let you guys know tomorrow. But I thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry I couldn't trade my normal way, but I mean, technology is technology and shit happens. But I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Please like the video on your way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning at 8:45 Central Standard Time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, guys.